Metal Detectors, located in sunny Tampa, Florida, where we sell nothing but fun and adventures, treasure hunting gear, and anything you can imagine for metal detecting. Give us a call, 813-237-1939. Happy hunting and dig deeper.
Live from sunny Florida, it's Treasure Talk.
Welcome.
Welcome everyone.
Welcome to another exciting edition of Treasure Talk.
You're looking good.
Yes, my makeup looks real good, so I'm doing great tonight.
I bet you had a snack of a Joe Vizzi Zazich.
No, not today. I didn't have that. But you know, I didn't get a chance to tell you on Saturday, Happy Veterans Day.
Yes, indeed, it is. It was a good day.
Yeah, and I know you served in the Air Force, correct?
No, I was in the Navy.
The Navy. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was talking with Terry Shannon, which, by the way, he'll be here next week. He was in the Navy on the USS Saratoga. I was on the USS Kitty Hawk. He worked in the radar, and I was a radarman as well.
Yes. Well,
So we didn't realize that till about a week or so ago.
Well, I have to say, Jeff, thank you for your service, my friend.
And you are welcome.
Yes.
You are welcome. I went all around the world and never got a tattoo. No tattoos for me.
Well, I don't have any tattoos either, but I wonder in my neighborhood I'm at, it's real hip, and everybody's got ink on it but me. But I'm going to say
Well,
that.
save the graffiti, you know.
Yes, but I'm going to keep it that way.
That's right. No, I'm not going to get any. Of course, I'm about as sagged as much as I'm going to sag, so it wouldn't make much difference. You know.
All righty. Well, we got an exciting show tonight for sure. Here at the shop is starting to hop because we're getting all the specials in, and there's going to be some Black Friday deals, all kinds of stuff. So it's getting a little busy around here.
Yeah, I tell you what we ought to do before you do the. Well, why don't you go ahead and do your thing, and then we'll show them a special commercial.
Yes, we should do that. I did want to say that we got some of those NACA pinpointers in that everybody wants. You know, now I had them in the Pro packs and the Legend packs, but I didn't have any by themselves. But now I got a few small amount, rather, I should say.
Well, you got more on order, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, they're on order because that's a cool product. We'll ask our guests tonight what they thought about it. But for sure, to the business of the show real quick. As you know, today's show is brought to you by your friends at Myers Metal Detectors, where we sell fun and adventure every day for sure. And the views, thoughts, and opinions expressed here by the Treasure Talk guest and member belong solely to the guest and member, not necessarily to Phil Myers, Jocelyn Myers, Myers Metal Detectors, or Jeff Moan. And the most important part, the purpose of Treasure Talk is to promote the hobby of treasure hunting and metal detecting. I guess I should say treasure hunting in all forms, metal detecting, and to educate our members in a fun, informative manner. And that's what we do tonight.
And I think we do that every week during the shows. And we're also going to, as you said, it's pretty soon. Next week, a week from Friday, will be the Black Friday. But there's always deals on at Myers Metal Detectors.
Oh, yes, absolutely. We always have deals.
And as it happens, you're getting more and more new stuff in. So we'll probably need to do a Saturday special, What's New in the Shop, pretty soon. And we've got our Christmas show coming up. There's going to be lots of deals and lots of giveaways there.
And lots of deals for sure.
Yeah.
And, Jocelyn saying, did I see Joe Vizzi's comment? No, I did not. My eyes aren't that. I can't read my screen that much.
It's hard to say what Big Poppy said, but
it's perfect. I should announce that. We got great news today at Moffitt Cancer Center. My wife Linda is in remission and cancer-free.
So good, great news, Joe. You made my day, son.
That's it. We can now turn the program off and go home.
That's right. It's time to go.
Doesn't get much better than that. Let's
drink some vino with the Big Poppy and have a Zazich.
Yes.
But let's let them know what one of the specials you got coming on?
Oh, well, I've got the Naka products for sure. I've
Yeah,
got,
I think we ought to run this. We got a really good actor in there doing this.
yeah, I had to do it because my buddy Joe was too busy doing other things. Is that the one with me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, let's run it and see what the
See what-
let them know what's going on.
Yes.
Hey folks, Bill Myers here from Myers Metal Detectors. And today I wanted to show you some of the cool stuff that's coming with the Christmas specials from Naka. And first off, the Naka Legend, $6.79 for the Pro Pack. That you get the 2 coils, you get 11-inch, or actually it's a 12 by 9 now, and you get the 6-inch coil. But also, check this out. You get the AccuPoint pinpointer that pairs to your detector into your headphones. So no more pulling your headphone off to hear your pinpointer. This is an awesome product. I've tried one of these out, works excellent. Rechargeable battery. It's just an awesome pinpointer. You're gonna love that. Also in the Pro Pack, it has the starter kit that comes, of course, with the pinpointer, comes with the digger, comes with the fines pouch, and it also comes with a holster for your leg holster for the pinpointer too. So you can either wear that on your belt or on your leg. Either way, excellent products. So we've got them in stock now. I need your help, folks, because I've got 16 more of these coming in on Monday. So please tell your friends and digging buddies about us down here in Tampa, Florida. Myers Metal Detectors, 813-237-1939. Happy hunting and dig deeper. And thank you, Naka, for an awesome product with the Legend. Works great on our beaches here in saltwater. You're going to love it. See ya.
Well, that was a pro did that one.
That's right, a pro. It's it. That's it exactly. So, like we said, when a week or so ago, we had all the Nocta folks on. Nocta rules the world with innovation and quality and customer service, and that's the way it's going. Nocta is pretty much ruling the world with what their offerings. With pretty soon they're going to have the score and double score.
Yes, new products and it's so funny. These manufacturers they're very competitive. The other guys are going to be putting something up against them. I know for probably Christmas special or Black Fridays. They're just
sure. I'm sure, but
they know they got to get it done. So
yeah,
set the bar there.
all the way down the line. The
Yes.
products are quality down the line. And I was out today with my buddy John David, and he swings the Legend with the LG 24 coil on it, I believe. And,
Yeah, that's hot coil there, Jeff. And right now, that is one of the few items I don't have in stock.
get them.
Yeah, well, I'll get them soon. But right now, I do have some of the LG 30s. The if you had an older Legend and you have that 11-inch coil on it, and you wanted the LG 30 with the arm cuff and the middle shaft kit. Remember we talked to Delika about it? Well, they send me some. So because I thought she was alluding that promo was over, but they sent me some, so I have some of those. I think tomorrow.
That's a good deal. That's a good deal.
Yes.
And John loves his Legend. I was swinging it a little while today. It's very well balanced. It's light. I may have to get me one of those.
Yeah, for the dollar value for that detector is just.
Well, you can't beat it. I mean, what'd you say that Pro Pack thing was with all that stuff you're getting?
$6.79.
And you're getting the Legend, and then
coils. You're getting
with the pinpointer,
and you're getting the pinpointer. So
yeah,
you got everything. So I guess Jeff, we better get at it because we're talking too much.
Yes, friend. We are. We're running off the head like a couple of physic woodpeckers, and we better stop that. And we've got a great crew with us tonight. As you know, we're sitting here talking about the Nocta products, and I believe every one of them swings a Nocta product. So we're going to get their opinions on it as well. And so let's bring them on. Who we have with us tonight, if you might not know, is the Quarter Hoarder and his crew with Dog Tag Doug and the surprise guest. You'll like him. All right, let's bring him on. There's Jason.
Hey.
Here is Dog Tag Doug.
Eddie.
And here is Rich Van Winkle.
Hey, everybody.
See, we're all
Rich's beard barely fits in the frame.
yeah.
Is that
There we
better?
go. There we go.
Yeah, that looks good. I'm jealous.
Well, his beard kind of blends into his shirt, so we don't know exactly how.
It's tucked into his pants too.
Well, hey, as long as it's not flying free.
Yeah, I've been working on mine for a long time. I keep telling my wife I want to look like the guy from ZZ Top, but it's just not happening.
It's tough.
It is.
It's commitment and not really hard work, but commitment.
Yeah, commitment for sure. So you guys, let's talk about Naka products. Who are swinging the Naka?
I never heard of them. What's the company called?
And first,
What was Nokta?
Nokta or Nocta? That's the question.
Now you say potato, I say potato.
Okay, so are you all swinging the Nakas now?
Yep.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Well,
Yes.
I know, Doug, you were for a while swinging a Simplex, correct?
Yes, I still have it. And frequently I'll charge it up and bring it in case the homeowner wants to play around with it.
Mm-hmm. Well, I
And
know.
still use it every now and then.
Yeah, well, one of the newest Nocta Nomads, the Diggin' Canuck, has got the Simplex Ultra, and she's up there in Canada. And I guess it just really, really ferrets out all the Canadian clad.
Really.
So
That Ultra is amazing. If you haven't had a chance to swing that yet, Jeff, it's like a mini Legend. It does almost all the same features minus the simultaneous multi-frequency. You can even adjust the tones and tone ranges, which I love doing with the Legend. You can do that on the Simplex. That's amazing. I got one behind me.
yeah, I mean, they're just like, like we say, Nocta seems to be, they're ruling the world with their innovation, their quality, and their customer service. I mean, just think now pretty soon they're coming out with the score and double score.
Yeah,
So that's going to be amazing too.
for sure. Especially for folks who are using them around saltwater and needing multi-frequencies. But for land hunting and digging, the Ultra works great. So you don't have to have that. But it is nice having multi-frequency. So are you guys all using the LG30?
Yeah.
Jason and I are.
I'm
Rich
not.
is too.
Yeah.
Yes, you are, Rich. The LG30 is the 12x9 elliptical coil.
Oh, gotcha.
Oh, okay, I thought it was the pinpointer.
That's
You
what I
ask
thought.
questions, Phil, and I'll translate to the guys.
Okay.
Well, with
Jason's the technical, I'm the court jester, and Rich is the pretty face.
Rich just looks good.
well,
Rich
you can't
Rich
see the
finds
detector,
everything.
Jason. He can't see the detector in the coil when he's swinging. His beard is flying in it.
Keeps me
Jeff,
warm in the
Rich
wintertime.
finds 15 things for every one thing you'll find. It's I don't know how he does it.
They
They can find large scents on the moon.
like that.
So when you guys got your Nakas, did it come with the 11-inch round coil and you upgraded to the LG30?
Yeah, ours all came with the 11-inch, and now I'm waiting for Rich's AccuPoint to come in. Doug and I have it, so we're running the 1.13 version. So anyone out there that has a Legend, really behooves you to upgrade to that version if you're going to get the AccuPoint.
Right, so it will pair to it.
Well, not only is it paired to it, but the 113 enables it to pair and unpair without the annoying British woman telling you she's pairing and unpairing all day long. So now it's quiet.
Okay.
Which is much nicer.
Oh my goodness! I mean, even after an hour, it was driving me nuts.
All right, so now that you guys have used the 11-inch and the 9x12 or 12x9, whatever we're going to call it, the LG30, what is your opinion on the difference on those two coils?
May I say something?
Go ahead, Doug. You take over.
I had difficulty with the larger coil pinpointing my target, but with the elliptical coil, I find it to be much easier to get the thing pinpointed where I'm not digging a crater to, take it out of the plug. So I like the elliptical.
I agree with Doug.
When you were working, you were a grave digger. It was kind of normal for you to open up a big one, wasn't it, Doug?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
I agree with Doug with that one. The pinpointing. It's the only difference I noticed, though. The depth. Everything was very good.
Yeah.
Okay. I was
I
just
like it also. I feel like I cover more ground as I'm walking because, any round coil, I always prefer the elliptical because you get that larger footprint as you go. So I'm always a huge fan. Same with the LG24 for a small coil. That thing is amazing, and the depth you get on it is almost unbelievable.
Yeah, yeah, I could see that. That over the 6-inch coil. I have the 6-inch, and I just don't. I would rather have the LG24 absolutely, because you're covering more ground with each sweep. You're not having to move your arm so fast back and forth to cover the same amount of ground. So that makes it easier. Yeah, I
Well,
was
that
just
6-inch makes it super light, though. So anybody who has issues with the weight of the machine, that 6-inch coil will really reduce it even more so. So you can probably swing longer if you got elbow, shoulder issues, stuff like that.
right.
Yeah, it's like there's nothing on the end of the machine
Yeah.
when you got that on there.
Yeah, if you have any health problems, you're older, you just have some physical problems, that 6-inch coil would help for sure.
Well, I thought the Legend, even with the stock 11-inch coil, was pretty well balanced and not real heavy.
No, it
It
isn't.
was in my opinion. But now with John with his that smaller elliptical coil on there, that thing rocks.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, Jeff, we did get a question here from Rick T.
Uh-huh.
And it says, what was the most unexpected fine target under a root or iron or extremely weak beat? The most unexpected.
Well, let
Are
me
you
put it up
asking-
on the screen, and then y'all can see it, and all of you can answer differently.
We'll start with you, Jason.
Wow, I got to think about that one. Offhand, I can think of a couple Rich found under a root, a couple of bucket listers recently that he got. Doug had a scratchy one a week or so ago, but I don't want to say what it is, Doug, because that video won't come out for a few weeks.
Right.
But we've, it's always surprising, that the houses that we do, they're usually all 1700s. A lot of things are deep, and you got to dig. Almost every signal might be scratchy or quiet because who knows what the heck it could be. Anything since we started. I can't remember anything specifically, so I have a lame answer. But maybe I stalled enough for the other guys to think of something.
Well, Rich digs everything he hears because he's
Not
got
everything.
well, pretty much because you have the energy to dig everything.
Don't
I'm a
forget,
little-
Jason's digging 19s now.
Well,
yeah,
hey.
the other day, exactly. And you find some really good items when you dig those low, unexpectedly good tones.
Yep.
And Rich is so successful because he takes the time to do it. I'm a little more discriminating because I just can't get up and down the way I used to. So, but I will dig my share of questionable beeps, and it pays off most of the time.
Yeah.
That's where grandkids are a good thing, Doug.
I can't get any of my grandkids to join me though.
Yeah, well, I couldn't get mine. I got him, probably 10 years ago when he was younger, but now he's, he has no interest. His interests lie in other areas. So
Absolutely.
I lost my digger.
That happens.
Yep.
Hey, we did have a comment, Jeff. You had it up on the screen for a second from Andrew T.
Uh-huh.
Anyone with a Legend, Jason has the very best instructional video. I've watched it about 8 times. Good job on that, Jason.
That
What's
makes
funny,
sense.
Phil, is Doug's been swinging the Legend for almost a year now. He's refused to watch the video, and he still has no idea what 3/4 of the buttons even do.
He bores me.
I think we both set his machine up for him.
Yeah. And what's funny, we'll be at an event, and someone will come up to Doug and say, like, "Hey Doug, what should I do to my machine to make it go deeper?" And he'll just hand him his machine and go, "Just copy my settings," because he doesn't know.
Usually he just says, give it to Jason, doesn't he? Or
If I'm not
Really?
there, I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I got another question here. Jocelyn gave me from Dirty Paul's Detecting. Rich, what's next on your bucket list?
Ooh, I guess any real aside from a half real, any capped coin or a trime. I've been waiting to find a trime. Yeah, I'd say kind of seems like all silver, but
He just, I won't tell everyone what he just found, but it was probably on everyone's bucket list.
it
Oh,
was on
Um,
mine since I knew it existed.
yeah,
goodness.
very cool item. And what would you say, Jay? 3 weeks, 4 weeks out
Yeah, I see that.
for that?
Yeah, I mean, you know, we've been very fortunate, Jeff, to land some just monster locations week after week after week. So I mean, the things that Rich finds, it's amazing. It's just really cool. You know, when you can get on these places and hopefully never hunted before, you really find some great stuff. Even this past weekend, we did a house. I think it was 1720. It turns out it was detected before. So whoever went in was just coin shooting. There was literally almost no coins, but we probably each found 15 cool things that were all midtones because that person just didn't dig the midtones.
right.
We found some great stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, the thing of it is, it's hard on you when you're shooting a video because all you're doing is walking over to what Rich is digging.
I don't mind at all. It's I enjoy it. I enjoy doing both things. And Rich does. Rich finds a lot, but it's a lot better than the other scenario of we didn't find anything. That really stinks like butts.
He also kind of takes one for the team as far as he's always the one to talk to the homeowner for a long time, and meanwhile we're digging, you know.
Well, what he's doing is he puts those glasses on and he goes up to the homeowner and they feel sorry for him because they think he's, he's deficient in some manner with the
He
glasses.
is.
So they go, hey, I got to help the handicapped. You know what I'm saying?
Doug and I will usually take a tour of the inside of the house for like 2 hours, and when we come out, Rich has 11 holes open, ready to go. So that's the whole video right there.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, we did get a question from Ken, Adventures in Dirt. Question for the guys. What's the coolest item that has taken you the longest to identify that turned out to be cool?
Ooh. Well, again, alluding to that thing you found recently, Rich.
Yeah, we can't.
I can't say yet because that video didn't come out.
I broke a personal record with it. I can say that.
Yeah. I'll give you a clue, Phil, is that the oldest coin that we found as any of us was from 1666. Rich beat it. So we didn't know what it was because you just never, ever see it. So we figured out what it was, but can't say.
So I guess
It'll come out on the video.
Yeah.
Soon.
Now, is this the property you're like? I think it was the latest video I was watching. You were at a 1755 house.
Yeah, we've the last 3 videos at that 1750s house. He did not find it there. We had since moved on, and I think we're 3 houses later now. But I try to stockpile footage because you never know if a snowstorm's going to come in. I break a leg. So even though I might want to put out 2 or 3 videos a week, I'll jinx myself, and then something bad. We'll get on a cold streak.
Yeah.
So I have to kind of wait it out.
Yeah. And I see Adventures in Dirt. Jason, does Doug know where the volume control is?
I don't know, Doug. Do you know where it is?
I don't know where anything is. I know where the machine is when we get to the hunt. It's in Jason's trunk. And that's it. That's where the knowledge ends.
Oh, Well, you were finding good stuff at that house that the last video I saw you guys in, and you were saying it was only 4 or 5 inches deep.
Yes.
Sometimes it works that way. I remember at that house, I remember I found a beautiful matron head that was maybe an inch down. You just never know sometimes. We get really fortunate if the yard never had fertilizer put down, if it was never had fill dirt brought in. The coins will be shallow. They'll be in amazing condition. And then we might go to a house, around the corner and everything is super deep, really terrible shape. I wish I knew, exactly why, but we just take what the ground gives us.
Well, like you say, Jason, a lot of times it's fertilizer. If they've, the type of fertilizer they put on their yard, and if they got a lot of flowers around, they use different kinds of fertilizer. So you just never know. If they may had fill dirt in some areas, you just don't know. Like you said, you just got to take it how you get it.
And the soil itself, the acidity in the soil,
Yeah.
All right, this question,
Here
I can't believe
we
it.
have, we have a lot of situations where in Pennsylvania specifically, we have a lot of shale, and that holds our targets 3 or 4 inches down. Where maybe in South Jersey soil where we hunt, it's very sandy, and those targets sink much deeper. So we're pretty lucky with the soil that we get to hunt, because it's somewhat rocky and it keeps those targets closer to the surface.
Yeah.
Cool. Hey, we have a bunch of questions rolling through here, and this one is from Bill Crow, and he's asking you guys, do you have a favorite coil for your legend?
Doug, do you have a favorite coil?
I like them all under different circumstances. If we're out in a farm field where we have a lot of ground to cover, I'll definitely start with the larger coil. If we encounter a situation where there's a lot of iron and targets are close together, I'll put the small coil on. But it is dependent upon the conditions that we're fighting at the particular time.
All right.
Yeah, I agree. It seems like for the last couple of months, we all start off the day with the LG30 coil because it's easy to pinpoint off the nose. But there was a few houses where there was a ton of targets in a small area, and I remember I put on the 24. Doug may have, I don't recall. But usually we start off with that LG30 coil.
How about you, Rich?
I think that one's my favorite. And like Jason just said, if we hit a yard, a lot of these old yards had dump areas. So you start edging near one of those dumps, and there's signals everywhere. So that smaller coil comes in handy when you just hear high tones everywhere, and you don't know which one to dig or separate,
That's where the 12-foot crater really comes in handy.
Yes, it is. Yes.
But it's hard to flip those plugs.
Well, it looks like we got another question there from Moose in New York, otherwise known as Moose and Innie. But Moose in New York, he's asking, how do you guys clean your coins? Because I know some of your coppers and stuff like that, you guys don't clean them, do you?
I clean some. Yeah, I clean some. If it's at this point, I only clean the ones that are either some, kind of unique, or if I think it's going to have really good detail. If it's a normal, anything from like a classic head up, how you see it in the video is probably how I leave it, because a lot of times when you try to clean a coin, you can make it worse.
Yeah.
So, and I never like to give advice on cleaning coins, because what works on one coin in one soil might not work on another coin from another soil. And then I'm a jerk for giving you bad advice. So whatever method you use, just go real slow, be real careful. I wouldn't use anything crazy. People have the weirdest methods online. I mean, everything from, relish to ketchup to mayonnaise and all
Toothpaste.
sorts of, like a bowl of tricks. Put in a bowl of tricks on top of the blue one. Like, what? And if it works for you, that's great. But just be careful giving advice because it might not work on the next guy.
Well, the guy with the mayonnaise, he was eating a sandwich and it fell out of, and it fell on a coin and it polished it right up. So he goes, "Hey, that's the trick from now on, eh?"
The best one I had, and it does kind of work. Years ago, someone said, "Hey, you got to put that coin in olive oil, which is very lightly acidic." So, and I didn't know what I was doing. I said, "All right, how long should I leave it in for?" And the guy said, "About 18 months." I said, "What? 18 months?" He goes, "Yeah, leave it in about 18 months or so." They're like, "Dude, I'll forget about it. My wife will throw it away."
I've personally used
It would be on a salad.
I've used that method because sometimes we'll find some buttons that are, more of 1812 time period, and the olive oil would not take all the metal out of it and leave it all pitted up. So it was just a very slow process. And I would leave it for months, and every once in a while pull it out, look at it, clean it off, and then put it back in. But I try not to clean any coins, just unless I'm going to spend them in the store. Might rinse them off a little water.
Phil, I glanced over. I have the chat on my other computer, and in the chat is Heritage Relic Hunters, who was our buddy Charlie that hunts with us. And he said that he's a human tumbler. And what he references by that is Charlie found a large scent that was all corroded and we couldn't figure out what it was. So he put it in his pocket with modern change so that all day walking around, it would rub up against it. And at the end of the day, we looked at it again and it was clean enough where we were able to ID it. So Charlie is the human tumbler now.
Human tumbler. That's pretty good. For sure.
Yes, indeed. That would be Charles Harley, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that sounds like him.
It was ingenious.
And everybody says this, and which it is true, from Josh Staples. Cleaning the coin drops the value significantly. But let's face it, the coins that we have a lot of times, it's more about seeing the date and telling what it is. It's not going to be numistically valuable a lot of times. No, I might be wrong. Sometimes they are, but I prefer just rinse it off the water, see what it is, and leave it like that.
The most cleaning I do is to identify something.
Yes.
Other than if I already know what it is, I keep it the way it is pretty much.
I'm the same way too. I like it just clean enough where I can ID it. And I don't even run them underwater. I like how there's like dirt in the low parts, not dirt in the high parts, because it gives it more of a relief to my eyes where once I wet it, especially the coppers, because I'm colorblind, then everything just looks muddy and I lose the details visually. So I clean mine sparingly, so I can see it better.
Yeah. The same thing with relics. I'm the same way. I just want to get some dirt off, tell what it is, and then leave it that way.
If it's a newer coin, I rub it like a genie's going to come out, Phil.
And oftentimes it does.
If it's modern clad and it's a little dirty, I just put it in the cash register and give it out as change.
Oh, gee, I'm never going to your store.
You never know what you'll get.
You got to get a gumball machine. Everyone's money gets jammed in there because it's all dirty.
I like when I go in the grocery store and you have to argue with the clerk telling her, that's a dime, that's not a penny.
You have to bring a pair of calipers just so they can tell from the size of it.
Yeah, they're arguing, say, no, that's a penny. No, it's a dime. Look at it. Okay, so this one is from Jim Bacorn. Do the guys call a buddy over to swing a target before digging it, getting a second set of ears on it?
All the time.
Yep.
Yeah, all the time. Usually when we call each other over, the person who does the calling, they're going to dig it anyway. It's not like, if I said, oh, it doesn't sound good, then Rich is going to walk away. But you do it so that we can all hear what that yard sounds like with that thing, because, everything's different. If the mineralization's different, Some yards we have Indians that'll ring up 35, other yards they're 26,
Yeah.
and for whatever rhyme or reason. So yeah, we call each other over a lot to swing over things, but we're gonna dig it regardless.
Yeah,
Now,
there's basically two reasons. One, because we get a good high tone and we want the other guy to see it. Possible live dig situation. Or all the time I'm asking Jason, do you hear something here? Because there's phantom signals that I want to chase that wishful thinking, but he doesn't hear them a lot of times.
now,
And you guys have bets too, don't you?
Not really bets, but we'll do like dig offs. Like if two guys have a signal at the same time, we'll do a friendly dig off to see who gets the best thing. And then the loser's got to dig the other guy's holes all day.
hey, here's a good question. Now, since you guys are all using the same model detector most of the time, when you compare the signals, do they read the same way on each detector?
They're pretty close, depending if the modes are different.
Pretty much. Yeah.
But they're pretty close. It's just trying to get your ears, in tune for that location. But like by default, the Legend, if you're in field mode, it's a 2-tone machine. If you're in park mode, it's a 4-tone machine. Now you can change that, and I know I have, and I don't know if those guys did. But by default, it'll sound totally different depending on the mode. The tone will be different. The ID number might be the same, but it's not going to sound the same.
Right.
So it's nice to kind of get an idea of what things are sounding like at each location.
Yeah. Hey, now Rick T says, I've got 2 coins that have been soaking in olive oil for 2.5 years now.
It's halfway done. Halfway done.
That's off to Rick T for that, for sure. 2.5 years. That's good. All right, and then it looks like we got Bill Crow. Jason, are you guys coming back to Oklahoma hunts in the near future?
It's funny is I didn't mention it to Doug or Rich yet, but I've been in contact with somebody about a hunt in Oklahoma. I forget the date. It might be April. So maybe it's not the hunt we went to last time in Oklahoma. I think this one's called Three Forks or Three Rivers or something like that. So maybe when we were there last time, we were in it was like June or July, and I don't know if you've been to Oklahoma in July. It's hot.
Yeah.
So maybe April will be a little better.
Well, you would hope so. In June or July in Oklahoma, it's going to be Scald City.
Yeah, it was hot, and the grass was kind of high, and the grass was like razor sharp edges, so everyone's legs were cut up. And then on top of that, the guy running it said, "Oh, be careful! There could be rattlesnakes in there too." I'm like, what? It's getting worse and worse.
Oh goodness, that's tough. That's a tough hunt when you have to deal with the snakes.
That was like basic training there.
We had a fun time though. It was. I guess that if you live in states with poisonous snakes, you got to be wary of them. We don't have a lot of them up here, luckily.
And I'm reading the comments on the thread in the Digging Canuck. She says that I don't like the 2-tone mode. I guess 2 tones, Ferris, non-Ferris.
Well, yeah, Ferris, non-Ferris. That's the default tone on field, but you can change that. Like I use field most of the time, but I set mine up with more tones. But if you opened it up brand new out of the box and put it in field, it's 2-tone. And even though in theory 2-tone will get you more depth, I like to hear different things. You don't have enough information, I don't think, with 2-tone. So I agree with Liz. I don't really care for 2-tone either, but I bet there's guys out there that'll swear by it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. Like I use the Deus too, and a lot of guys, programs got us 2 tones. I happen to like, a lot more tones. I use full tones more so than anything, or 4-tone. But I don't really care that much for 2-tone.
Yeah, I don't like 2-tone, and I don't know if you ever tried 99 tones, Phil. Well, I guess it's 60 tones on the Legend, but the Simplex Ultra that Liz has 99 tones. Yeah. I mean, I don't even know if your ear can tell the difference.
Yeah, it's too confusing when you have it like that, for sure. At least it is to me.
Me too. And I'm not complaining. I love the machine to have as many features as possible, even if I never use it. but for my ears, I would never be able to tell the difference.
Yeah, it's too many tones. Hey, this one is for Doug. What's your favorite dog tag find?
Ooh.
And
Well-
that's some dirty paws detecting.
Well, it's appropriate that Dirty Paws would ask a question of dog tag, Doug. But I have to go with my oldest, the 1899 that I found on a farm field in South Jersey, way South Jersey. As I think back to that day, it was the only thing I found. And there were coppers being pulled up. I know Jason had a pretty decent day. But I was thrilled that at the end of the day, I got that one dog tag.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, and of course, I found another one in South Jersey that actually was associated with the Philadelphia police back in the early 50s. So that was pretty cool, especially given the distance between Philadelphia and where I ended up finding it. But I'm getting a lot of dog tags being sent to me, which I feel are really, really neat, and some old ones. But and I appreciate every one. So thank you to all those that have sent them and may still send them. Not that
Doug
I'm-
jokes, and Doug always says he wishes I named him Gold Bar Doug because he gets so many people giving him dog tags.
Oh, that's too funny. Yeah, Gold Bar Dog. That would be better. Or
I
Gold-
will accept any gold bars, however.
You got to find a gold bar for that to be your nickname.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Well, I did find, well, I can't say it, but
Or a gold grill.
yeah,
anything gold, really.
anything gold. Okay, we'll
A
keep
gold
that in mind.
coin. Speaking of, have you any of you guys found a gold coin?
No.
No.
We're in
No.
good company, Jeff. We're in good company.
Yeah.
I've never even been with someone that's found a gold coin. They're elusive suckers. They're elusive.
I've had that pleasure in England. He found a Celtic gold stater.
Yeah.
Well, in England, you probably have a better shot because they've had centuries of gold coins.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone wants to know about what county in South Jersey.
Yeah, you wish I would tell you, Bob Kulik.
He's one of my customers and a club member, so he's
I'm only kidding. We primarily hunt in Pennsylvania, but in New Jersey, we've hunted. If you know New Jersey, Burlington County, Camden County, Salem County, Gloucester County, Ocean County,
Cape May County.
Cape May County.
Every county in New Jersey.
Every county south of Burlington, only because we don't feel like driving north of Burlington.
You're right.
That's
No, we've actually been north.
Yeah, we have, but rarely.
Yes, Hunterdon County. So
cool. So this question is for Doug again. Shannon Bordner says, does Doug have a dog?
no,
No.
I had 22 dogs when I was a kid at one time because people used to drive down our long driveway, drop a bag of them off, and take off before we got to the door. And we took care of all of them until they died. But I've had my, I'm 73. I got no need to start babysitting animals or kids. So
I'm with you on that. I've had dogs for a long time. And here's something really funny. A couple of weeks ago, I'm digging in my flower bed, planting a plant, and I find a dog tag. Now, I've been in my house since the early 80s, and this one was dated 1982. It was from my dog.
no
Wow.
kidding. Wow.
Was the dog's name on it?
No, I knew it was my dog because I was there in that house.
Oh, okay.
So it's just funny that you find your own dog tag. But no, I don't want any more dogs. I
but
want
just so everyone knows, I love dogs and love that people take care of them, but I just don't want the burden.
You know, I'm thinking too is I'm reflecting on Doug's best dog tags, and I know his oldest one is his favorite, but there was also a dog tag that he found where he dug up the buried cremated remains of a dog. He seemed to leave that story out.
Well, you tell it so much. Yeah, when we go into a permission, we always ask, are there any pets buried anywhere, on the property? And this one person said, no, no, you can go anywhere. So we went everywhere. And don't you know that I got this really great signal and I'm digging, and he's right beside me. And I pull up this bag of remains with the dog tag on it. And the wife was behind us. Quick, hurry it before Dave sees it. So it was the remains of his favorite dog.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, they forgot that they buried the dog there, I guess, and Doug found it.
Jeez. That's great.
Sniffing out good dirt.
That's right.
Well, it looks like Jeff's got the banner up, so
We're going to do some giving away.
let's do that. For
And you got some of the stuff there to show, don't you, Phil? Because we're giving away two. We got two winners. We're giving away two Myers swag packs. They're all going to have the coveted calendar. They're all going to have. Let me see, where's it at? Where's it at? Oh my God, I'm missing it.
Got to have a calendar.
And the coveted, worldwide coveted Myers towel.
Got to have the towel.
That will be in there. And one of them is going to get a great coin book.
Is that the one, Jeff?
That's the coin book. And then you've got one that's going to get some back issues of American Digger.
Yes. American Digger.
Yeah, so there's going to be a couple of
happy people.
Happy people. So as you see, my phone number is on the screen. And as always, you have to be a member of Treasure Talk. You can be a member on Facebook or you can be a member of Treasure Talk YouTube. Very easy to do on YouTube. Hit the subscribe button, press the little bell, ask for all notifications, and then send an email to treasuretalkshow@gmail.com, letting me know that you're a new subscriber, and I'll go and make sure that everything is good and you're good to go. Then all you have to do is enter the phrase that I give you in the comments, and you're entered for the giveaways. And we have some great giveaways. Last week, I think we gave away 3 AccuPoints.
Yes.
So, I mean, it don't get much better than that. And we got a lot of good stuff coming up as well. But if you want to join and watch on Facebook, that is fine. Treasure Talk group is a private group, but it is discoverable on Facebook. So you just search it out, answer the questions, because if you don't answer the questions, we're not going to admit you because of scammers and various other reasons. Answer the questions, apply, we'll get you admitted, and you can watch there and enter there. Same thing. So this week, what you had to put is, in the phrase, you had to put, if Phil doesn't have it in stock, I don't need it. And that's truism. So get ready, because you'll have 3 minutes. Once I call your name, I'm going to call 2 names. Okay? The first one, first name will be for the book, and the second name will be for the back issues of American Digger, along with all the other great swag. You'll have 3 minutes to text me with your name, and you are here. You must tell me your name because I don't know who you are. So text me within 3 minutes, because you have to be tuned in to win. 3 minutes you got to text me with your name, and you are here. So Jody Wallace and Rob Payne, you guys are swag pack winners. You got 3 minutes to text.
3 minutes to do it. And we had some more questions come through. And the first one was a comment from the Digging Canuck, and she said she loves my towel.
That's right.
That's cool. But the second is questions from my friend Gary Double G Diggs. And he's asking, what are your full-time jobs and how much time do you guys devote weekly to metal detecting?
We'll just go around the horn.
I'll start with
you, Rich.
Well, I actually took over Doug's business, and I sell snacks to liquor stores in New Jersey.
Well, Doug was drinking on the job is why he had to stop.
Well, it's a lot of driving, so I hope he wasn't. I don't.
Well, cool.
And then as far as detecting, one full day generally every Saturday, and sometimes another half day in there sometime if I have time.
Now, do all you guys film while you're doing it, or is it just you doing it, Jason?
Once in a while, Doug will help out. But I'm very picky, Phil. I have like weird OCD. It's got to be perfect. And Doug does a fine job, but I get real picky about it because I want it to be, I know how I'm going to edit it later. So I know where to hold it in the frame.
Yeah.
It's got to be 4K. I know how long it's going to play before I flip it, like weird things like that. But Doug will sometimes film, and once in a while I'll hand the camera to Rich, but I probably do 99% of it.
Okay.
When Jason has a live dig signal, I will film him digging it.
And tomorrow there's a few clips that Doug recorded because I had to leave. So you can so Doug gets his directorship tomorrow.
But will we be able to notice?
Yeah, well, I could notice. You have to let me know if you can notice.
Okay.
Oh,
You're retired, right?
Now I will say that
yes,
because his footage wasn't the standard that I'm used to, I probably spent about 8 hours editing just his few clips to really, try to beef it up because it's my thing. I like doing it. And if I'm going to do it, I like it to be super, like the expectations and the quality that I want it to be. And what he recorded is fine. It's just that I set these weird limitations on myself because, it's my thing.
Yeah. So what's your full-time job, Jace?
I'm a computer network engineer. I've been at the same company 30 years. And, since COVID, I work from home, so I don't even see the sun all week.
Okay.
So by the time the weekend comes out, man, I'm ready to go. So out the door from dawn till dusk, we're out there digging every Saturday.
Very cool. Well, we got one of our winners, Rob Payne. He texted, and Jody Wallace has not. So we're going to move on to Dirt Clod Metal Detecting. If you are watching, you got 3 minutes to text, and you win the book and the swag.
Oh, and I'll break in. I forgot Doug's job now. He's now a male dancer. I don't know if you've, if you go to Delilah's Den, you can see him every Friday night.
At the dog pound, right?
I was just going to ask what his new job was. So.
I got my old Chippendales get up out of mothballs, and I squeeze into it enough that gets the girls excited.
Yeah. And I'm reading the comments on the chat there, and Sam Truckley says she likes my towel. So every time they like my towel, I got to show it.
All right. And Sam needs a calendar.
He needs a calendar too.
Yep. So does Jim McCorn.
And Jim McCorn needs one. So it looks like we got a comment from Dig with Wig. Any advice to breaking the ice for a new permission? Winning over the property owner? That's a good question.
Ask Doug.
Yeah, ask Doug.
So before Doug answers, remember, Dirt Clod, you got a text with your name and you're here. Otherwise, you're not going to get nothing.
There you go.
Okay, Doug, take it away. Sorry about that.
That's all right. Well, I put on my Chippendales outfit.
That's the leather one, right?
Yeah, that's the leather one, right?
Yeah, just
Pleather now. Pleather nowadays.
pleather.
Right. And Rich can attest to this because he lives 5 minutes from me, and he sees most of the establishments that I door knock any number of times, as I have. And, I might go by a place 50 times before I see someone outside and approach them. But I prefer to do it that way. And a lot of the places that we hunt, have long driveways. So I try to park on the street and walk the driveways so they don't see this strange vehicle coming up and automatically start thinking defensively, even though I'm a very amiable individual. They don't know that until I get out and start talking. But just let the people know honestly who you are. If you have an affiliation with a historic association, bring that up. That usually puts people at ease. Let them know that this is not just a hobby, it's a passion. Finding old items that are likely buried in their property, and we like to show them what we find. And you'd be surprised how many people end up saying yes.
And then you tell them that Jason would like a tour of the house.
Well, usually once we get to know them and has done his speaking with them, they end up inviting us in. So it's not like we ask them to see the inside of the house. That could really put a lot of people ill at ease. But they ultimately say, "Oh, would you like to come in and see the inside?" And of course, we're going to say yes.
Oh, sure, that's fun to do.
Yeah.
You know, the only thing is we just don't want them to think that Jason needs to use the restroom all the time.
Well, we will.
And I'll tell you what, Jeff, I can think offhand at least 5 or 6 times where when we were done, the homeowner said to us, "How much do we owe you?" Like they were going to pay us. It happened not long ago, Doug, like 2-3 weeks ago.
Yep.
So I really like to think that we try to have a really good relationship with the homeowners so that, you know, they're comfortable with us being there all day and we get the come back whenever you want thing. Yes. So even though we might get that yes permission, you know, early on, we really like to include them in the whole day so that, you know, they're really comfortable. They have a good experience and then they'll recommend us or they'll give us a lead for the next one.
Right.
So it's important to not just, at least to us, not just get the permission and then forget about them. You know, we try to include them as much as we can.
That's a good idea.
I'll give you a good example of that. Last week, I went to see a friend of mine who opened his whole farm to us. We must have gotten 15 videos out of that farm because of the various homes that had stood at different locations on that farm. Found a lot of good old items, colonial and even pre-colonial items. I went back to say hi. He had just gotten out of the hospital, had bypass surgery, and we sat at his kitchen table for over an hour. And I told him, and he told me the same thing. I'd like to think of you as a friend. And when we make these contacts, we want these contacts to last a lifetime. Absolutely. Because you never know just how important that homeowner or property owner is going to be in getting you the next area to hunt.
And you never know. They may buy another old place.
You never know.
That you know, you could hunt. So just real quickly, before we get to that question, now the winners, we have both our winners. They need to send, and I will put the they need to send their name, address, and phone number to treasuretalkshow@gmail.com. We'll get them down to the Guru, and we'll get your prize out to you.
Absolutely. And then we had that question, Jeff, because I know our time is going, so we'll have to make this one quick.
Yep.
It's from Bob Kulik, and he says, any preference on the type of farm field? I have relatives in Elmer, and they have a dairy farm.
Well, I know personally, I like there to be a farmhouse, or at least a farmhouse was there within a pretty close proximity. A lot of times, if we just go out to a farm field, we might walk all day and find 2 buttons or something. So it really, our best results are when there's either a still existing house or there was a house within a reasonable distance, because you need to have something that would have had all people coming and going. Right. Now, sure, some farm fields, they worked it, they planted things. You'll find sporadic random drops, but the house is the key. I mean, And even in the summer, that's why we do so many houses. If you get on a house or close to a house, you're going to find a pocket full of stuff. It might not always be large cents and reals. It might be Tootsie Toys or anything. You want to go where I want to go where the people are. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Well, it looks like we've used our hour up really quick.
Yes, we have.
So I want to first thank you guys. Thank you, Jason, Rich, and Doug. I
Thank
appreciate
you.
on here with us and sharing your treasure hunting wisdom with us. And thank you, Jeff, for all you do, and Jocelyn for shouting the questions over to me.
Yes, indeed.
They go real fast indeed.
Yes, indeed. Well, Rich, I want to thank you. Doug, it's always a pleasure.
Thank you, Jeff.
See your smiling face, and Jason, yours as well.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you enough. Everybody loves you guys. You make the best videos on the
They are good.
YouTube, and just
Well,
great time is had.
the Hoarder makes the best video.
Well, he's the best editor.
And Doug gets the best permissions.
And
But
Rich finds everything.
that's right. So it wouldn't be possible to have the best videos if it wasn't for you guys.
It's a team effort.
That's right. It's a team effort. And we thank you ever so much. Now, everybody, remember next week we have the dynamic duo. We've got Fred Banky and Terry Shannon.
Awesome.
And the title of that show is Ted and Prairie's Excellent Adventure. They were up in the Dakotas.
All right.
For relics this summer. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to give away some great books and a hoodie. So be on the lookout tomorrow for that entry video to come up. We thank everybody for watching. Phil, thank you, my friend. Give Jocelyn a hug. Jason, Doug, and Rich, thanks, guys. We appreciate you like you can't believe. Hopefully we'll see you soon. Joe Vizzi, I am over the moon with the good news. And just another quick update on the Mumbles daughter. She is going into rehab now. She's off the feeding tube. She's doing better. She can get up and walk. And so she's been out of intensive care. Now she's going to rehab. So hopefully in a couple of weeks, she'll be back in Tampa at home. So everything is looking up. We'll see y'all next week. Happy hunting and dig deeper.
Later.
See you later.
See you guys.